What up, guys? Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast. This is Abe, your host. I almost wanted to say July. I don't know why I wanted to say July. It is April 29th, 2025. Just got finished eating dinner before work. As far as the update, just chilling. We were supposed to have like super stormy weather today. You can look, yeah, it was supposed to hit at like 11. It's like 3 in the afternoon. Yeah, and nothing's going on. And it was supposed to be stormy like all fucking day. Yeah, but gotta work my shift today. Gotta take a buddy home from work today. He lives out in the middle of nowhere, which that kind of sucks, but his dad gave me like $20. He has autism, so he doesn't drive, but he does work. So his dad gave me $20, which, hey, I'm cool with, man. I need the money right now, dude. I'm broke as a joke. I make $13 an hour, sometimes 12, depending on if I'm on register or kitchen. And I get 40 hours a week, so that's good, but I feel like money goes nowhere, dude. All my stuff's in a storage unit. The storage unit bumped up the fucking rent on it. Yeah, it's, I don't know, man. It's just like everything's, I don't know about you guys, dude, and I'm not trying to bitch and moan, but it's like, dude, I feel like I can't get fucking ahead, man. I got some legal shit going on. I can't even hire a fucking lawyer. The dude was like, yeah, it'd be 3 G's, for one fucking court date. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, I just don't have the money, crazy shit. But, dude, my wife, I love my fucking wife to death, dude. She went out earlier today. She's off today. She went out earlier today and got me Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX for Game Boy Color. That is my favorite fucking Zelda. Like, I don't even want to go to work now. As soon as she got it, I was like, can I just call in and just like stay home today, But like I said, I got a coworker relying on me. I can't do that, But, dude, it is my favorite fucking Zelda. So expect a game review on that. I actually have several game reviews planned. I still need to write it out and shit and figure it out. So look forward to that on the podcast, some more game reviews. But today we're doing conspiracy. So let's talk conspiracy. So today, we're getting back into the Epstein stuff. We did several episodes on Epstein and stuff, so you'll have to just go back and check those out. Maybe one day when I have a day off and some time, maybe I'll do a playlist or something. That way it's easier to find if you want to go through the whole saga of the Epstein shit. Virginia Giufre. And I've heard her name pronounced multiple different ways. I'm just going to say Giufre. Because that's the one I hear the most. If I'm saying it wrong, just correct me. I'm sure somebody will, So there's some weird stuff going on with her. Apparently, a while back, she had a really bad car wreck and put out a post. I think it was on Twitter or X, whatever. And dude, I guess it was like a really bad fucking car wreck to the point like she was all bruised up. But it's really fucking weird. The photo, go look at the photo, dude. It looks like there's a conspiracy that she's already fucking dead in that photo. Maybe perhaps it wasn't a car wreck. Allegedly, maybe someone beat the fuck out of her, like beat her to death. Now, first and foremost, like, obviously this is a conspiracy channel, so we're gonna talk about it. I feel bad for the family. This isn't out of disrespect, but we all fucking know Epstein did not kill himself. I mean, dude, it's so fucking obvious, and it was like one of the very few first times that that like non-conspiracy theorists were like, dude, they, like, everyone, I felt like when Epstein killed himself, everyone was a conspiracy theorist that day. Even non-conspiracy theorists, like the most blue-pilled motherfuckers, were like, bruh, come on. I was so proud of people, you know, like, for once the conspiracy community had the entire world on its side for once, like one day, you know. But so that right there set a precedence within all of this Epstein stuff of, like, that was a big eye-opener for a lot of people, blue-pilled people, for one. And two, it definitely set the precedence for being suspicious of everything around the whole Epstein and fucking Ghislaine Maxwell cases, you know. But dude, I seen this photo. If I can find it, I will actually use it as the thumbnail for this video, so that way you can see it too. Because I am filming from my wife's car. I'm driving the Caddy today. It's got GPS, so that's why I took it today instead of White Rabbit. And it's a CTS 2002 or something like that. Yeah, it's an okay car. It has a lot of trouble, man. I mean, yeah. But enough car talk. When you look at the photo of Virginia, like, she looks dead in the photo. First of all, she's not even looking at the camera. She's literally, like, in the picture. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to make fun of the dead, but she looks fucking dead in the photo. She's got that, like, 1,000-yard stare. Which, playing devil's advocate, she could have been in shock after the wreck. She could have been drugged up. Maybe she had a concussion, but she looks fucking dead in the photo. That being said, a lot of people are saying that she was killed, like, weeks ago or whenever this car wreck happened. Forgive me, I didn't write down the day. I get my info from multiple sources, man. I don't know everything, so hit me up in the comments, but apparently it was near enough to what happened recently, which we'll get into, that people are like, I think that chick was dead. So she was found unresponsive. Oh, what I was gonna say, like, I am, my sympathy goes out to the family, my prayers, you know, so I mean no disrespect with this podcast, but Daddy's gonna talk about what Daddy wants to talk about, you know. So that being said, she was found apparently in her home, unresponsive, by her family recently. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory. So apparently her and her husband, like, separated, from what I understand is from my sources, which was like Court TV, Minutes of Horror, Seconds of Horror. Go check out his 2 channels. He's fucking awesome. I actually get, like, a shit ton of fucking info from him, dude. He's an awesome fucking channel. But apparently she was separated from her husband. Separated, divorced, I'm not positive. Doesn't really matter. They were not together anymore. And she was going through what Court TV, I'd never heard this term before, but parental alienation, which kind of speaks for itself. Obviously, the definition of that, like, you're not getting to see the kids enough. Perhaps the ex-husband, husband, whatever, spouse, was keeping the children from her. I'm not sure. Apparently she had some mental illness problems with depression, because they were mentioning that on Court TV. I have depression. I have MDD, which is major depressive disorder. It's not even just regular depression. It's like major fucking depression. I have ups and downs. So when I go through a down, I will literally go like 3 days, sometimes 4 days without eating. All I want to do is sleep. Sadly, all I want to do is drink alcohol and like super suicidal. Which I'm good now, you know. I haven't, it's actually, as crazy as it sounds, as much bullshit as I've been dealing with, I've actually been doing like amazing. Compared to like with what I'm dealing with life right now, which I can't go into too much detail, but until it's over with, yeah, I should be in a fucking nut house right now. But, so I understand, like, playing devil's advocate. Well, let's get into that in a second. So, yeah, she's, apparently when they separated, she had moved to, like, some small town, which I can see, you know, everyone knowing the story. As weird as it sounds, and I'm not trying to like bash Kentucky, but like there's a lot of towns in Kentucky that you can kind of disappear into if you're not from here. If you're from here, everybody fucking knows you. Or if you have a name, like when I go out and about, like everyone knows me because I've showed my ass enough with my mental instability, that everyone fucking knows me. And by the way, it's not a bad thing. Like, as weird as it sounds, like there's good crazy and there's bad crazy. I was like good crazy. So like, I get people that come up to me like, oh my God, like dude, you're, you know, like when they would talk to my brother, like your brother's so fucking nuts, you know, like good crazy. I was kind of like the village, sorry, like I said, I just ate, village jester. Was this motherfucker just taking a picture of me? That was bizarre. What the fuck was that all about? I almost want to just follow his ass and be like, seriously, homie, what are you doing? Like, I'm over here just podcasting. Okay. Fucking weird. I hate Kentucky sometimes. People are so lazy and out of work around here that they just go around fucking with other people. I talked about it when I worked at Kroger, man. I had a lady literally come in and complain because I was eating a McChicken alone in my car, which you guys know how much mayonnaise is put on those things. And I licked my lips like that and just happened to be looking in her general direction. And she went in and complained to my bosses that I was a pedophile. I put a tracking device on her car. I kid you not, this is a true fucking story, dude. Kentucky fucking sucks sometimes, dude. Like, nobody knows how to mind their own fucking business. Since we're talking about Kentucky. But yeah, I could see her moving to a small town where, like, nobody knows her, you know? So that makes sense to me. And honestly, it's probably safer in a small town. I would imagine, like, in a big city, there's so many crowds and so many people, like, you could just get offed easier, you know? In a small town, everybody knows everybody. If someone came in, you know, Men in Black or something, it's gonna be like, look at Point Pleasant, you know? So apparently she had been going through like horrible depression because of what happened to her. And I'm just playing devil's advocate. This is the main narrative. She's not being able to see her kids. She's in the middle of a divorce. She moved to a small town, so she's all alone. I went through that shit. I went through a divorce. I went through not being able to see my kid and shit. And custody battles and all that bullshit. And when you're alone, dude, it's fucking miserable, dude. It is like, it was probably one of the most darkest periods of my life that I just needed the comfort of either my child or... And what sucks too is like my ex-wife like moved on. So she had someone. I didn't. Like, I was alone. Like, and that hurt even worse of like, you have someone you can go to sleep with and talk to and help you out, get through the day. You know, I don't. I'm alone in this house, tearing my hair out, mentally ill, going literally insane, you know. So, she was found unresponsive and dead by suicide. Court TV did not go into the actual way of suicide. I'm guessing usually with females, I'm just assuming, which makes an ass out of you and me. I'm assuming it was probably like pharmaceuticals or pills, because that's usually how females commit suicide. Men are more aggressive statistically, like we slit our wrists, slit our throat, stab our eyeball out, you know, into the brain with a butcher knife, gun to the head, gun to the mouth. We're hanging, we hang ourselves, toaster in the bathtub. Like we do more brutal, more brutish forms of suicide usually. So I'm assuming she probably had a bottle of wine and a shit ton of pills or something. Yeah, anytime I've tried to commit suicide, it was like to drink myself to death, toaster in the bathtub. One time I was looking for an extension cord, like an orange one, because I was living on a 2-story apartment, and I was going to, butt naked, tie an extension cord to something that would hold it, tie it around my neck, and then jump out the second balcony window. Yeah. We, and as weird as it sounds, I think the psychology behind it is probably like men. I don't know about you guys, but I wanted it to be brutal. Like in the past when I was suicidal, I've always said, like, I just want to blow my brains out so that way somebody has to clean it up. In a weird fucking way, it's almost like I want to exit this world as nasty as possible, because that shows to you how disgusted I am with your world. Not my world, your disgusting world, your shitty world. You put me through this shit. Not you personally, but like your world put me through this bullshit. So I would leave like a nasty ass fucking letter. Make someone clean up the spaghetti off the wall. Make someone else clean it up, you know. I want someone to have PTSD later, you know, dealing with it. And I think men are more like that, of like, oh, I'm just going to be nasty as fuck, you know, to leave a mark on this world. Like, give you a story you'll never forget. That way I won't be forgotten. Women are more like, drink a bottle of wine, take some pills, go to sleep. So, one thing that I didn't like about this fucking Court TV, and I do subscribe to them, go listen to an episode I did of, it's called Why True Crime Now, and I stole that phrase from last podcast on the left, one of my favorite podcasts. They've went a little downhill since they fired one of their hosts. They're still okay though. They've kind of went liberal throughout the years, and they fired one of their hosts, Ben Kissel, because first of all, innocent until proven guilty. Like Ben Kissel, he was never proven guilty in a court of law, and I seen the girl that was accusing him of being physically and mentally abusive. Like, first of all, he never beat the fuck out of her. He grabbed her head and shoved it in a pillow once. He threw socks around the room. Socks, not even something like a lamp or something. I'm not saying he wasn't abusive. I'm just saying, like, don't act like you got the shit kicked out of you. Like, chill the fuck out on your accusations. You just ruined this dude's life. And by the way, the chick that he was with, like, she was literally big old plastic titties, like, the whole lips, like, plastic surgery with the lips. And I don't give a fuck. I could piss people off. I don't care. she didn't look like she was the most mentally stable person. When you look like a Barbie doll, I just kind of don't trust what you're saying, you know? And she got her little 15 minutes of fame, though. And ruined this man's life, which is kind of what I'm going through right now. But yeah, dude, Court TV. I do watch Court TV and listen to Court TV. Check them out, or not check them out, but check out the episode I did called Why True Crime Now? And the reason why I listen to true crime, because me and a buddy were actually talking about this at work, the dude I'm taking home tonight, and we were literally talking about it. He's like, do you like true crime? And he was wondering why I like true crime. And for some reason within the conspiracy community, there's a big push against true crime. And I see it a lot with the Christian community, the Christian, like, truthers, you know. They always tell you what to watch. Don't watch this. Don't watch this. I can watch this and I can report on it, but don't watch it. You know, they insult your intelligence. Sorry. But like, there's a huge pushback on true crime, and I keep telling people within the conspiracy community, if you're not paying attention to true crime, I'm not saying you have to be a huge fan of it and like get off on listening to it, but if you're not somewhat paying attention to the true crime category, whether it's podcasts, videos, you're missing out on a gigantic puzzle piece of conspiracy. I mean, technically, all of this whole episode is technically true crime, but it's also conspiracy because it's tied in with Jeffrey Epstein. And this is what I'm talking about. If you're not paying attention to true crime, you're missing out on a gigantic fucking piece of conspiracy. I mean, we talked about last episode, which I'm surprised that didn't get that many views. Like, every other conspiracy channel is talking about the dire wolves right now. I wanted to give my opinion on it, but maybe I came to the game too late. So go check that episode out. For some reason, I was spitting fire too. I get into Skinwalker Ranch, CIA, Charles Manson, Mormonism, like, and for some reason it just didn't take off the way I thought. Like, I got one view, that was it. But it's weird. The episodes that I'm spitting fire, I feel like, get like 0 views. And then the episodes that I feel like I just was like, they get like 1 billion fucking views. I'm like, what? But yeah, I've told you guys before, man, conspiracy is literally a gigantic spider web, and everything connects, man. So if you haven't figured out yet the true crime, if you're missing out on a lot of conspiracy clues and shit, like with Charles Manson, the Finders Cult, Jonestown, like all of these true crime stories are all connected with conspiracies usually, because usually the CIA, those 3 letters are behind like 90% of conspiracy right there. But one thing I didn't like about this Court TV channel is literally they were telling people don't get into conspiracy theories. One of the guys on there, I was listening to an interview just trying to gather info about the case and shit, and they literally were like, don't get into conspiracies, it's disrespectful to the family. And I don't care, man. I've already put out a disclaimer. I said it the best that I could. Look, man, I'm not doing this out of disrespect to the family, making this podcast about it. And honestly, man, I'm not gonna censor myself, and if you don't like that I'm talking about this shit, then thumbs down. You know, give it a thumbs down, because the algorithm can't tell the difference. But one thing I've always liked, you guys know me, I'm a big fan of Sam Tripoli and shit. He has always said it would almost be a disrespect not to investigate a mysterious death of him, you know? And I kind of feel the same way. He's right, dude. Like, if I died mysteriously, first of all, I would love it if I became a conspiracy. Like, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I love conspiracy theories. It's I'm a proud conspiracy theorist, you know? So it would be an honor to me if I turned into a conspiracy. Like, if I died mysteriously and, like, you know, people were, like, investigating how did Abe, a conspiracy theorist podcast, you know, how did he die? And the whole thing was weird. I think the CIA took him out. I would love that. I'd be looking at them as a ghost, or hopefully there's no heaven. Hopefully there's no hell, because I'll be there. I'll be looking up or down or somewhere. I'd be looking on like, hell yeah, dude, I became a conspiracy. Like, what an honor, first of all. But second off, like, yeah, dude, if I died mysteriously, I would hope my wife would be like, something ain't right. And I hope she would investigate and be screaming at the rooftops of like, they killed my husband, you know? I wouldn't want her to be like, oh, he hung himself on a doorknob with a red handkerchief. Haha, see what I did there? If you know, you know. I wouldn't want her to be like, yeah, he just, hung himself on a doorknob with a red handkerchief while masturbating. I would want them to look into it. To me, it would be a dishonor not to look into it. This woman was connected with Jeffrey Epstein, which his death was mysterious as fuck. Ghislaine Maxwell, and you're not gonna... Yeah, so fuck Court TV for saying, don't look into this. Don't get into the conspiracies. It's disrespectful to the family. They always use that one. It's disrespectful to the family. No, you know what's disrespectful to the family is not investigating it at all. And thinking that, like, everything's okay and, let's believe the main narrative. That's disrespectful to the family. You know who made me proud was the Jackson family when Michael died. That, like, Janet especially, but a lot of the members of the family were like, nah, this ain't right. Something was weird. They killed his ass, She was literally like, yeah, they killed my brother, Kudos to her. But it's interesting. I didn't think I would spend the whole episode talking about this case, but that's fine. It doesn't bother me. Let me find my pen. I don't mind talking about one subject. And like I said, I will try to find that photo. That way I can put it as the thumbnail so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And it only shows it for a second after you click on the video, so if you have to, just back out and look at the video, and the thumbnail will be the picture I'm talking about. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And like I said, I try to be devil's advocate. I did try to play devil's advocate on this one. And some people... I've had people literally say, you need to change the name of your channel. You're not a conspiracy theorist. And it's like, wow, you watch one video of one conspiracy that I don't believe in, that you personally believe in, and now I'm not a conspiracy theorist because I don't believe every single conspiracy. Like, sorry, I'm just not going to believe every single conspiracy. That, or I hate when people say, oh, he's a fence sitter. Like, somebody will probably say that, I'm a fence sitter. Damn. I hope it's recording. Someone fucking called in. CIA. Fucking up my podcast. But yeah, I've heard that one a billion times too. Of people talking about other content creators. Oh, they're a fence sitter, Because there's certain things in life that we can't just make a conscious... Like, there's certain things in life that I just can't say yes or no. I don't know. What's wrong with saying I don't know? For some reason, that is so confusing to people within this community of people out there just going, I don't know. I need to do more research, or I need to figure it out. I don't know. But I love you all. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 500 subs on YouTube, so y'all have a good day, and don't kill yourself.